Okay, I love this technology and I hate it too, just so you know.
Yeah,
That's a common feeling.
It's a common thing.
So
It gets really tiresome.
it is. Last week,
Hey, can you guys see me right now?
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay, what's behind me? What's behind me right here?
Tires.
Oh,
Nice
nice tires.
Yeah, those are my next. This is March. This is April and May. Oh, I already did March, so that's April and May right there. Yeah.
So
Okay,
before everybody
now I'm
else
comfortable.
before everybody else joined, Todd told us basically his story already. But Todd, if you don't mind, just a recap, just a quick recap.
Okay, just a quick recap. About 9 years ago this month, I lost my daughter, April 29, 2012.
I'm sorry, man.
So what I did is I had just come off the table of a double hip replacement. And I decided to ride a Michael to the moon and back. So let's come forward now, 9 years, we almost 4,000 miles. The other time down to, I just got back from 11,344 miles in March of 2021. Best ride of my entire life. And I'm highly offensive, so if I offend anybody here, I didn't mean to. And it's fun to be part of something public. I've been out on the road for a long time. Nice meeting all of you.
Thank you, Todd. So how many miles overall have you ridden? It seems like you just
400 some thousand, no?
I'll claim 350 strong, but I'm probably well over 400.
Wow.
Okay, so let's get the meeting actually started. So Arno, you have just told me. So recap again. What kind of how many motorcycles should a person have and why?
Here we go. So you asked me this before, and you gotta have a bike of each kind. Like you gotta have one cafe racer, one sport bike, one big boy cruiser, a rat rod, one of each. And the reason is each one you're gonna ride, it's a different style of a bike, so you gotta ride it differently. You're gonna dress differently for it. It's a different feeling. So in a sense, if you're trying to do a little escape from yourself and develop something new, you could do that and make a little of a change in life on a daily basis.
So Arno is using it as a tool to switch from person to person. You become different person in a different bike. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it gives a good change. It's sorry
guys,
I cleaned in the back. It goes with his multiple personalities. It's perfect.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you get to train your multiple personalities. It's actually a good thing to have multiple personalities because
I think you learn a lot by being on a different bike every day, a different bike in different circumstances. I think it brings so much more to every individual bike that you ride that it's unbelievable. And I think you become such a better rider by riding a lot of bikes often. But that doesn't mean you need to do that to be a great rider either. It just is one of those things, variety. I mean, as a professional skydiver, I had 6 complete parachute rigs, and they're like, why do you have so many? It's so I could jump all day and not pack, and then I'll pack in the evening. I'm always ready to go. And every parachute was different, just like every motorcycle is different. Anyway, what a blessing. What a blessing.
Todd, was this skydiving, is that something you did just for fun, or is this an army type of thing, or what?
It was actually my job for about 15 years. I was a camera flyer, so I shot video and pictures as a career, but I did work with the military a lot, but I was never in the military. I just worked with them.
That's very interesting.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
An extreme guy.
Well, I just, we're all going to die with or without a pandemic. and you get one go. And I look at life like you're a sponge. Some people go through their entire life and the sponge is never full. They've never filled their own sponge. So I fill my sponge and I wring myself out, and I fill myself and I wring myself out. So the way I like to explain it is I like to dance with naked grizzly bears. That's what I like to do, dance with naked grizzly bears.
And I can tell by the way you talk that all of that made you a very strong person, basically overcoming difficulties. That's very great.
Well, I don't know that I'd call myself a strong person, maybe from perception, but sometimes I'm in a fetal position crying, like a little baby, and I'm 58 years old. So, what is strong?
That's a normal thing, though. Yeah? You have to let go of your emotions somehow. Can't hold it in.
Todd, let me ask you. So you said you have 11 bikes. So is that kind of what you think a person should have, is that amount, or are you still?
Absolutely not. I think the average guy is probably 2 is probably good enough, and then 2 to 3% of you guys need 3 or 4. But 1 will suffice in 95% of most circumstances, because 80% of most wives aren't going to allow more than 1 anyway. And that's just a reality. I'm not trying to even be funny at all. And but just to put my situation from my perspective, I went out and I wanted to see what it would cost for 1 good high-end motorcycle. Number was about 30,000. So instead of going and buying that bike, I bought 10 $3,000 bikes. That's basically what I did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't the big investment people think it is. It was a lot of really reasonable motorcycles at reasonable prices that people bought and never rode, and they decked them out. And then I come in the back door, I buy that sucker and I ride the piss out of it. And then I buy another one, I do it again. I'm averaging 40,000 miles a year right now, and that's not a ton, but it's pretty solid when you do it consistently every single year.
I just love your stories, Zach.
Hey, the ride I just did was the greatest ride of my life. I never laughed so much. I never smiled so much. And back to this DCT, you guys asked me questions about it. I didn't really answer any of those questions. And I don't want to overdo my time, and I don't know how this format works.
No, Todd, go ahead.
Okay, so the DCT, let's talk about that a minute. I would have never told you that I'd be interested in such an animal. I've been riding motorcycles my entire life, from a mini bike before I ever knew what a clutch was, to every bike on the market. I've ridden hundreds of motorcycles, not a few, hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles. And I would have never told you I would like this, but I was sentenced to 9 months of no riding, like 6 months ago. And so I went right to the dealership and I bought that DCT, man, because I'm not sitting on the couch. It ain't happening. Not if I have an option. Mm-hmm. They had 0% financing. I won't go into the financial part, but I've already sold 3 bikes, and I'm using that money to pay this bike off in full. When I sell 6 more bikes, this bike will be paid off. But back to the DCT now. It's a little bit funny and awkward at first because, you're used to that clutch, and in slow motion situations, you want to favor the brake throttle clutch combination. All that's disappeared. I don't like to compare the bike to what it's not. So I compare it to what it is. And what it is it's a brand new thing. They've never had a big cruiser with an automatic like that. It's a new thing. Mm-hmm. After 23,000 miles, I am so in love, I can't even see straight. I can't even stand it. And when you pull up next to someone and you drop it in sport mode and you take off, that thing's ready to jump over the car, not just beat the car. It wants to jump off the pavement and launch into the air. This bike is so incredible, and anybody that would say anything derogatory about it hasn't really ridden this thing. And from a guy who loves I love my 600 double R. I love my VFR 800. I love my ST 1300. I love all three of my Gold Wings. I have 113,000 miles on my '02 Honda Magna. It's a phenomenal machine. And this DCT is like those bikes in one. It's like every one of those motorcycles in one. Now, I'm an active splitter, and that means Southern California. And I think it should be a national sport. And I love splitting traffic, and I got hundreds of hours of me doing so. And I also filmed my 32 days that I just finished. All I can tell you about the DCT is no man can judge that bike till he's got 5,000 miles on it. If you don't have 5,000 miles on it, you don't have an opinion. That's my opinion. And I'm so blown away. I've never been this happy. It's better than any parachute I ever flew. It's better than any airplane I ever flew in. I'm blown away. I'm in love. And I don't know what to say, man.
Okay, Todd. So I'm gonna sell my VTX and my 2008 Goldwing and get the 2021. It seems like.
Well, you will not be disappointed. Now, anybody on this program right here is welcome to come ride my DCT anytime. Furthermore, I need to juggle 4 bikes. Not that I need to do it. I do it for the pure enjoyment. So I'll be going from Tucson, Arizona to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and back multiple times in the next 4 weeks. Anybody wants to join me and ride one of these Gold Wings or both of them? All you got to do is fly yourself home and ride your ass off with me.
And ask wife for permission too, no?
Yeah, if your wife gives you permission, you could even bring her because we're going to be on Gold Wings. There's room for the wives.
The back seat is the
Apologize
most
after.
comfortable. The back seat is the most comfortable on the Goldwing, so she'll be happy.
Sure. Anyway, that's my story. I'd like to hear what you guys are talking about and keep my mouth shut for the rest of the time.
Todd,
No, you're good,
I'm
man.
definitely going to keep in touch with you. Thank you very much. Emmanuel, tell us what's the perfect number. Well, first of all, I want to tell everybody. So, Emmanuel, you build motorcycles, right? You
Yes, sir.
I
Yeah,
saw.
this one, you know, I had this from when I was a little kid. I started riding motorcycles when I was 8 years old. That was in Mexico. I used to be, you know, those they're Honda 50cc. They call for Pixel. And from the beginning, like I said, I like it. You know, I just ensembling every single bike, modify, and I came to United States and I stopped doing that. And then my first bike that I buy here was a 1987 Goldwing Cruiser 1000cc. It was a beautiful bike.
Yes, it is.
And then, long short story, actually that one, they gave it to me. A good friend was like, hey, I have a bike. It's been on the stores for like 20 years.
Wow.
And I start working on, and I go, oh, you know what? No. And we read about the bike, and I buy my first Harley. So the first Harley that I bought, I get it with 40,000 miles, and I ended up with 130,000 miles in 3 years.
So you like the Harley? You like the Harley better than the Honda?
Honestly, it's a different. I have a, like I said, I have a Honda, I have a Kawasaki Sport, a Ninja. I have an accident, I almost lost my leg, and some lady made me T-bone on the street. And like I said, the bike got total loss. So, and I was with my sporter at that time, and because for living, I'm an engineer mechanic. We're building robots machines. So, and I like mechanic. Anything about mechanic, you know, it's nothing impossible. I just start. The first bike that I work completely, I do my top end on my sporter. And then from there, I said, well, this is a passion. It's something that I love, and I can make money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yes,
I saw that Harley that you did for your friend. It's beautiful. Whatever you did to it. Yeah.
that was a crash bike completely. Front end, it was completely 25 degrees. I mean, it was really damaged from fenders, rim, and everything.
Well,
So
you're really good at it. You're really good at it. That's
I
for
have a
sure.
passion. That's the passion.
Yeah.
It's like some people ask me, hey, how hard is riding motorcycle? I go, it's hard if you don't want it. Because if you want it, or if you feel it, no, it's true. Because if
It's
you
like
feel like
everything.
yeah, if you feel like you want it, it's gonna be easy. And like I say, Harleys, I work on any motorcycle, but my specialize is on Harleys. But like I say, I can in my house, I open the doors for any single person, quads, dirt bike.
Emmanuel, I'm gonna bring my Goldwing to you. And you're in California, right? You're somewhere here.
Yeah, Norwalk.
You're in Norwalk. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the filter on it, man. And I watched the video on how to change it. You gotta pull half the bike apart, man. Oh my God.
Something like that. That was the reason on the beginning. That's why I've been ready with my Goldwing. The only problem about cooling motorcycles with the cooling water or liquid, that's really hard. That's something now. It's different, but it's like I said, it's not something that I can make.
Emmanuel,
Right?
tell me, what do you think? What's the perfect number of bikes? What's the perfect number of bikes for a person to have, and why?
Whatever you can afford it.
Good answer.
No, because honestly, I have a quad, I have a dirt bike, I have a 60 KX60 dirt bike. So I bought it and I opened to 100. It's a 6-speed, it's aggressive little bike, everybody riding and came out like a little Bambi, shaking the legs and go. But yeah, I have three in the garage, and I have 2 mini bikes here, and I have there's a little, not pocket bikes, but it's just semi-automatic ones, a moped, like a moped or moped.
Okay.
But in my garage, I have a rocket, I have a crossbones, and I have my baby, which is my black bear. It's a Subtail 2009. And that one, they take me 9 months to do it the way I want it.
You're gonna show it?
Yep. I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's 30, but it's shiny. Let's see. But don't look at the mess, okay, guys? Just look at the bike.
Hey, we're gonna look at the mess, and we are.
Let's
No way
see.
around that, man. Can't lie.
Look at that's a crossbone. I'm gonna. This is for a friend. I want to do the 8 fingers, 12, 14s. Put the new cables. Let me open the garage.
Very nice. Yeah.
Hey, is he for hire?
And I have a broken
Is he
right
for
there.
hire?
Huh?
Is he for hire?
For hire?
Is he for hire? Does this guy can I bring him work?
Yeah, why not? Emmanuel, you got a customer. You got 2 customers here.
I got an O2 Magna that I want to totally rebuild, man. I need this guy to do it.
Look at this one. This is my black pair. Edgar, the guy from Aussie Rider, the white bike that you saw.
Yeah.
He likes my style. So, and then he asked me, hey, how much you think it's gonna cost me to do a semi-zoom bike? I go, well, you sound like a good person. It's gonna be not that much. I would say like $6,000 with the labor and everything. But this is my black pair. Right there.
Very nice. You got the lifts and everything there. Okay.
I have every single detail. All the motor I tore down completely. Shining the bolts, the chromes, and I repainting. So I have to paint it 5 times. Otherwise, see.
Wow.
And I'm going for a 21 this time. I have a 16. But yeah, that's my, like I say, that's my baby one. 9 months take me to do that because I was super busy at work. And, you know, like I say, it's 30, but it's,
Arno is saying his battery is about to die. Man, get a phone charger.
Monday, get inside, please. I'm busy. Yeah. And also,
No
this
phone
is
charger.
this is my other hobby right here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's the lips for the hair bags.
Dude,
You know,
I love it.
And I'm still like a kid. I never have a toys, so I have my old car connect collections, classics over there.
You see, this is why I love these Zoom meetings. I just found a mechanic. And so
Yeah,
did
me
Todd.
too.
And so
And this is pretty much, I have my orange and black workbench, but I have a mess because I've been working. And also I have, I got my friend bought a 1991 motor and the transmission, twin cam, I mean Evo. And I have to, I'm gonna rebuild it complete, the motor and the transmission. And I'm gonna build his chopper. He already had the frame, but he wants me to do some art, like, you know, paint art. But he wants to do something. Look at this one. I made it
Oh my.
out of scrap.
yeah.
So, like I said, that's my hobby,
You're
my
talented.
passion.
Wow.
And that's what I love. And also I love bicycles.
Mhm.
I have like 10 bicycles hanging on this wall, but I take them out because I don't have the space. I go, I'm sorry, Parley's is more expensive. And I have a bunch of here.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like having some collection. Like he said, he sold a couple bikes to pay bills. Same thing with me. When I have money issues, I sold the bicycles and I pay my bills.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
with your skills, I don't think you should have any money issues. We're gonna
Thanks
you
God,
know
bro.
you're gonna have plenty of work. It seems like because here in California, it's hard to find a good mechanic, a good
Yeah.
talented.
85 out of 100 suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's a fact. 85
yesterday.
out of 100.
It's
Yesterday,
not just California.
yesterday
I know.
I have a guy, right? And I was doing ape hangers, chrome cables, chrome bars, and everything. But I found the some people they don't understand when you bleeding like the brake fluid. When you bleeding,
Yeah.
the O-rings inside is they're dry because they're old. They crack right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I put everything back, set up, and dump the DOT, and start squeezing out from the master cylinder. And I call the guy and say, "Hey, brother, you know what? I have this issue. The problem with me, I'm a person that maybe a guy doesn't know the problem, but I know it's there, and I'm not gonna feel good because it can be a live risk,
Oh yeah.
especially
Yeah. Motorcycles is it's a very you got to be precise
not a
because I
joke.
mean it's not a car. You're not protected. Anything goes wrong, you're fucked.
That's why I always tell my friends, I go, hey, if you don't mind, don't think I'm a noisy, but change your tires. Why? The tire is brand new. No. Sometimes when you go those cheap places, the tires got expired.
Yeah.
If the people really love his license, like tire shop license, they won't put you a tire because If happens accident, it's gonna blame on the tire because it's a spare tire. The guy's gonna lose the license. It's I have all those kind of issues here in California, you know, because like I say, some cheap ass guys, they don't want to spend money. Or I told guys I prefer spend $350 and $400 for pair of tires, and I don't change it for like 2-3 years. And there other people like to buy those kind of Shinko tires, or you know, the China quality.
Well,
And
you
hey,
don't
I
want to
understand.
skimp on motorcycle parts for sure. I mean, it's your
I sleep with my tires.
yeah.
I
Literally.
sleep with my tires.
Well, it's only 2 tires. That's the people don't understand that.
Let's
And
let's have Carrie tell us what's the perfect
The
amount
perfect
of
number of
motorcycles
bikes.
to yeah.
Come on, Carrie.
Really, it's actually all about how many kids can you take care of? Because each bike needs a little bit of love. That's there, it's going to rot. So I would say, hey, if you could take care of one, great. If you could take care of 10, great. You know, it doesn't matter how many you got. So it's all about how many disciplines you want to be in and how often you want to ride. You know,
And
we all sit
anybody
there
out
and
there,
it's like, what's that?
can
What?
anybody tell me what the biggest problem of having 12 motorcycles is?
Maybe
Getting
paying
tires on
registration on them.
No, I'm being very serious. What do you think? What do you think the biggest problem is of maintaining long-term 12 motorcycles?
Well,
It's one thing. It's only one thing.
to me, it would be registration. That's a killer. You got to pay.
Nope,
Nah.
not-
Well,
maybe in
registration.
California, but I live in North Idaho, so I can register a bike for $32. So
There
10
you
of
go.
them's $320.
Yeah.
So it's not registration. You want to try again?
No,
It's-
I want you to
you
tell
gotta,
me
you
now.
gotta
Devoting
have
the
some
time.
immaculate
Dude,
paperwork.
it's fucking insurance. It's fucking
Insurance.
insurance. And if it wasn't for the insurance company, I wouldn't be selling any of my bikes. But I'm selling 9 bikes to pay for my new one. And that'll pay for the whole bike by dropping full coverage on 9 bikes and just keeping the new one.
Tell me about it.
You
When
have
I got
full
I got the
coverage on 9
KTM a few
bikes?
days ago, and
I got full coverage on everything.
I got
Shit.
liability on my brand new KTM because here in California, it's too expensive. I mean, it's they want me to basically, I think it's like $900 per year to put the KTM under full coverage. I said no. I'll take the liability for $80 a year, and I'll just take responsibility for my riding. Screw you guys. That's crazy.
The insurance company is the winner all the time.
Yeah.
Unless you wreck your, if you wreck your motorcycle, who's the winner at that point? Oh, it's your lawyer, by the way, not you.
Yeah. Well, we
I
gotta,
figured back in the day, if I crash, I'm dying anyway. So
that's gonna
No,
bring.
that's not true. If you crash, you're walking home, buddy. You're walking
Arno's
away.
phone died. He texted me that he has 1% battery, so we lost one.
I think he did that intentionally, timing when he'd want to be out of this conversation.
It could be.
The,
But what you brought up
For me,
is,
I
you know,
live in China, so insurance is actually very cheap over here. I can get as many as I like. The problem is sitting around here, your tires get, especially down south where it's really humid, just the rubber parts, everything becomes oxidized, everything becomes, it's just taken care of. It's just the maintenance and running them.
Yeah.
Mhm. But are the parts also cheaper there for maintenance and parts? I mean, that you would think they're cheaper over there, no?
Now, if you're buying something that's local or something like that, that you could buy it and actually get, from a decent factory, no problem. But if like my Ducati, shipping in the part, you don't buy it, you can't buy a part here.
Okay.
So it's basically double.
Mhm.
Just the import tax on the bike itself was double the cost of a normal Ducati Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's how it is in
There's-
Ukraine too.
Yeah,
I bought
100% tariff.
I bought the KLX, and I think it was like $7,000 for the KLX, and it's costing us around 15 grand to get it over there.
Yeah. That's
15 grand for a
pretty common.
KLX for a 300cc little dirt bike.
If I want to go buy a Honda CRF 250, right? L, which is really $6,000, right?
Yeah.
I could pick it up over here for about 100,000 RMB, which is about $12,000.
Yeah.
So that's why you just don't end up buying them. You go to Vietnam, own it down there.
Well, Todd actually kind of brought me into the point for what I was going to talk about. And, you know, he mentioned that when you crash your bike, so about crashing the bike, that's going to be part of my answer is having bikes that teach you to ride other bikes is so I've narrowed it down to 3 bikes. So I'm also going to get a KLX because after I rode that little KLX, I kind of really loved it. And so I'm going to have a KLX that I'm going to teach myself to ride my KTM, and my KTM is going to teach myself to ride the Goldwing better. So basically it's like a little stepping stone for me. So my answer is going to be 3 bikes right now. At this point in time is 3 bikes. And it's kind of a little system that I came up with because the KLX, it's a cheap bike that I can fall over. I can kind of push it, you know, don't hurt myself too much on it. And that'll kind of teach me to ride the more expensive bikes better so I don't crash them or wreck them and stuff. So that's my answer for that question. And it looks like Emmanuel is having a barbecue over there.
I can smell it.
Emmanuel, what are you cooking?
You guys call me?
I might just write down.
No, I just clean my backyard because I have a lot of mess. And I'm going to have a visit from the city because right here in Norwalk, California, it sucks. You cannot build in a little shell because you have to go get a permission.
Ah.
Yeah, that's why.
You have to get a permission for what?
Say it again. So you can build in like any little storage or anything.
Ah.
So so I have because I saw a lot of tools on like not tools but like for industrial, like bearings, sprockets, chains for heavy duty machines.
Mm-hmm.
And at work they want to throw away like I would say worth $80,000 on parts. And I say, hey, I can make some money out of this, you know. And I bring it home and I have everything online. I have like a 420 volts water pumps or motors. Okay, you can make a pumps or compressor motors for industrial, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're talking about like $2,000-3,000 a piece. If I can get a half of that, it's brand new. It's still on boxes.
What do you say? You bought some kind of a lot of parts?
No, they want to throw it away at work because we're supposed to move with the company. The reason they throw it away because our boss, they don't pay for it, the customer pays.
Uh-huh.
So when we put the part on, you know, that was on the deal on the contract. So sometimes the customers don't like it. Like, okay, no, give me the $10,000 one motors, better and everything. So we cannot return it. And they keep in a stock for years. And later when they think about it, oh, we have a lot of mess, you know, let's throw it away. So they scrap it. I mean,
so you took it. You took it, huh?
Yeah, I take a lot of stuff. And also, thanks God, you know, a couple months, I grew up with the neighbors across the street. And the lady, I call her mom because, you know, she opened the doors like my mom and she passed away. But my pops, he was a sergeant engineer on aerospace.
Mm-hmm.
So from that house, I bring it over like, I would say $100,000 from Precision Tools.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to sell the bike, I mean, the bike, sorry, the house. and the son, he's those kind of rich guys, you know, and they're like, I don't want to know anything about tools. And he started throwing away. And I say, hey, jackass, you don't know what you're throwing away. So leave it there. Don't touch my garage. And I'll take everything. So that's the reason I have a bunch of mess too. Because it was, like I say, at least $100,000 on precision tools.
This type of story you only hear in America. Like in Ukraine, that wouldn't, nobody does something like that. Nobody throws away expensive tools or parts. That's crazy.
Especially like that. I'm talking about, and all these tools for me, it's a piece of gold because I use, when I work on motors, everything is about tolerance. I got this little thing here, which is like $300 piece. A caliper, you know, and they have it like thousands and thousands of these guys, brand new. Look at that's my pop's operation on.
Well, maybe you can ship.
86.
Maybe you can ship some of the stuff to Kerry. Maybe he needs it. I don't know.
I got a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's my story. Well, my story is very long. We need a fix, maybe on. You know,
you join next time. Next Sunday, we'll continue next Sunday. I have these every Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday
I have to go, guys, because I have a help tonight, and he's working by himself right now. But guys, it's my pleasure, and you guys have a nice story.
Likewise.
Too. And thank you so much. And
thank you, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here anyway. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Later.
Guys.
Take care.
Bye, Kerry.
Bye.